I thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Tonight we have somebody very special. In 1964, he began a remarkable run of 16 consecutive #1 records, a feat never before accomplished in country, pop, or rock and roll music. And he's a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. That occurred last year. Ladies and gentlemen, say hi to my friend, Sonny James. Sonny, welcome to the show.
Ralph. Thank you.
Nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I want to go back to that for just a moment. That run of 16 consecutive #1 records occurred over a 5-year period. And some of the songs were A World of Our Own, Running Bear, Since I Met You Baby, It's Just a Matter of Time, My Love. Started out with Need You, and the last song in that list, When the Snow Is on the Roses. And I also read you'd had 79 tunes in the charts.
Yeah.
You've really been a provocative music maker.
I was awful lucky.
I want to start with how James Loden became Sonny James.
Well, that would go when I was 4 years old. I have to go back to Sonny Boy. I was known as Sonny Boy, and as a matter of fact, I continued with our family, and the name of Sonny was always out front. And a lot of people have it confused. The story has been told several different times, so you have to be very, very careful about saying things aren't true, even though you know they're not. So I got to believing I had 4 sisters, which I never had but one, and I got to believing that Ken changed my name. Even in the Hall of Fame, he changed my name. No.
Ken Nelson.
The name.
He was your record producer.
That's right. And I owe so much to Ken. But the thing of being born Jimmy Loden was I was always like a Sonny James with a middle name in Southern. In Southern talk, you got to be a Thelma, Leah, Donna Lou, or something. I was Sonny James. And even when I was small with our family, I was always Sonny. And when Ken signed me, it was Loden. That was our last name. My family were entertainers.
L-O-D-E-N.
Mm-hmm. And so he said, why don't we, he said, I would like to cut the name Loden off because the smallest of a child can remember Sonny James. So basically we dropped the Loden. It was not a new name.
Okay.
As a lot of people.
So you were actually Sonny James Loden.
Yeah, that's true. And I was always known as Sonny when I was small.
And also, I believe you told me one time that some people used to call you Jimmy.
That's right. But that was when I was in service. I had 1 or 2 guys that would call me Jimmy, but most everybody, if your house is on fire, you better call me Sonny. I come running.
Well, since we're on the subject of Sonny, we have an interesting recording that you made at the age of 4, and somebody kept it. What is this from?
This is from, we lived about 40 miles south of Florence, Alabama, Muscle Shoals, and there was a radio station there, WMST. And my family, we lived on a farm, and we would go up on Saturdays, and we would play at this radio station. And during that time, evidently, someone made an old acetate, the old-fashioned kind.
A record?
Yes, sir, except it wasn't a record. We didn't even know. I didn't even know it was recorded, and neither did my dad. But in later years, this radio station changed their call letters from WMSD to WLAY. And he found this recording, and it was we couldn't save the outside of the disc. But I brought it to Nashville. He'd called my dad about it, so I brought it to Nashville. At that time, several folks had wanted something that I could have to display at the Hall of Fame. So I asked Pop, could I bring it up? And through an engineer, they were able to save enough of this recording, and my sister's playing guitar. She was 9 years old.
You're 4.
I'm 4.
And the picture you're going to see on the screen is a picture taken of 4-year-old Sonny James, and this is what it sounded like. Sonny, were you playing the mandolin?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Was that the one made out of a molasses bucket?
No. I'd graduated when I was 3.
Is that a real mandolin?
Yeah, this is a real one. Yeah. But the other one noted like a mandolin. That's how I learned to play. Now, it is in the Hall of Fame.
The original...
The molasses bucket. Bottom. Not the bucket, but the bottom of it, you know.
The one your daddy made for you.
Yeah. He cut the bottom out of a molasses bucket. In the country, we call it molasses, not city syrup. It's molasses down in Alabama. I'm from Hackleburg, so this is the way we talk.
Hackleburg, Alabama.
Yeah, but he made the instrument for me.
You actually traveled with your family for years. It was I guess like the Stonemans or the Wilburn family.
Yeah.
The Loden family traveled all over the South, didn't they?
Yeah. The young lady, her name was Ruby Palmer. She was with us at that time. We grew up really together. We're the same age. And we would farm. At that time, we had like 3 renters on our farm and ours. So actually, one farm supported 4 families because everybody had horses and mules. And we would go off and we'd do radio shows, and then we'd come home, go off and come back. So Pop had changed the name from the Loden family to Sonny Boy and the Loden family, and then to Sonny Loden and the Southerners. And this is where we went to a lot of radio stations throughout the South.
Who was in that band?
My family,
my
mother and dad, who everybody called Pop and Mom, and my sis Thelma, and Ruby, and myself. We had had one other name. You remember Buddy Bain years ago?
Yes.
Buddy was, he's deceased now, but he was with us for a while, and Lois Brock and different ones.
Was this during the Depression?
No, it was after.
What years are we talking about?
Now you've got me.
In the 40s?
Yeah. And we would go. Well, we lived in Blytheville, Arkansas, KLCN for a number of years, and we met the Wilburns, who incidentally deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, as you do.
Thank you.
I want to go on. You really should be, Ralph. But we met the Wilburn brothers and Slim Rhodes and his Spec Rhodes. You remember the fellow that was with Porter so long, and Dusty? And we met all of them. They were working out of Missouri, Poplar Bluff, I believe.
Well, now you, I know at one time you worked out of Raleigh, North Carolina, which I thought was a long way from Alabama.
Yeah.
How long were you in Raleigh?
I've forgotten exactly how long, but it's quite some time. Johnny and Jack were there at that time.
Wasn't Chet Atkins there?
Yeah, Chet and I we roomed together, and we had a lot of great times together.
Sonny, I have to move along in order to get your story, and I want to talk about Young Love. Young Love is historically one of the most important records that ever came from Nashville or from country music. This is the first crossover record, as I understand it. First country record, and be #1 in all the charts in all genres. And this was 1957 or 56?
56. And right after it hit, Furlan Husky, who had the same producer as I did, Ken Nelson, he cut Furlan singing Gone.
Another crossover record.
Right.
Tell me the story of Young Love.
Then Marty came about 3 or 4 months later with White Sport Coat.
But I want to know where you got the song Young Love.
Bill Lowry, he was a friend of mine and also of Ken's, and he was a big publisher in Atlanta, Georgia. Reed in
a bunch. He brought the song to the
hotel, and I had met Ken. I came in from Dallas, Texas, and Bill had cut what we thought was a demo. He had a little label that I later found out, but Ken had told me it's a demo, and he wanted the other side. He wanted me to do it, and Ken heard this one, and he said, "Hey, Bill, this is the song right here." And so Bill was delighted, and the Young Love then didn't sound like it did when my Southern Gentleman, and when we got through with it with Gordon and Neil, I believe it was, Gordon and Neil.
Of the Jordanaires.
And Harlan Powell, who was my first Southern Gentleman.
Well,
it became a different song.
We're going to play a version of this song that you probably remember. This is 1965,
okay,
with you and the Southern Gentleman, and a song that made history. Probably why most of you remember Sonny James.
They say for every boy and girl there's just one love in this whole world, and I know I found mine. The heavenly touch of your embrace tells me no one could take your place ever.
Young love, first love, filled with true devotion. Young love, how her love we share with deep emotion. Just one kiss from your sweet lips will tell me that your love is real, and I can feel that it's true. We will vow to one another there will never be another love for you or for me. Young love, first love, filled with true devotion. Young love, how her love we share with deep emotion. We share with deep emotion.
Sonny, did that surprise you when it became a pop hit?
Oh, yeah, because